Yo, what's up guys? So I'm here to give my 2 cents on the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare game, as well as give you guys a bunch of info really rapid fire quick without sitting through a 10-minute video. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So first off, Call of Duty is making some pretty big moves on the new Call of Duty game. They've already announced that crossplay will be confirmed and no season pass. This is so great because who wants to spend an extra 50 bucks? But at the same time, if they're not giving us that season pass that they're charging us for, are they going to monetize the game in another way? We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, they're not going to announce that they're going to put in supply drops, but there is technically still COD points in the game, which I don't know. If it's just skins, I think most people are cool with that. But let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper and talk about the stuff, of course, that you want to actually know about. So first off, there's no specialists, but they're called operators, okay? And so there's operator packs, and it says in the new Modern Warfare you'll have the opportunity to choose and express yourself as a number of diverse and named operators. And it says rather than special abilities that affect gameplay, each have their own backstory, nationality, character dialogue, character skins, and cosmetic customization options. So that's awesome. Nothing affects gameplay. Again, this is what they're saying, but keep in mind sometimes later down the line, these things can change in the future. And then moving further along over here, the content is still coming out first on PS4, which is something that I kind of wish didn't exist. But going back to what they originally stated with the whole article on the no season pass, Infinity Ward said this: every design decision has been made with our players in mind. This is the one thing right here where it says like new content on PS4 first. They're allowing crossplay, but they're like, oh wait, hold on, your buddy's playing on like Xbox, you gotta wait another week. It says that it will be available for 7 days, so it's basically the same as before. Again, this is kind of contradicting them, but I just want to put that out there because again, time and time again, we see that they say we're listening to the community, but again, I would say this doesn't really feel like it. But again, this is something that's, I think, a small complaint, but I still want to mention it. Another thing that I wanted to mention real quick is there will be a campaign. Obviously, you guys are seeing some of the trailer here in the background, and I'll link the full trailer down below if you guys just want to go ahead and check that out without me talking over and also not played at a slower speed. But anyways, that is pretty cool that there will be a campaign. All right, and then another cool thing is saying that the new Modern Warfare will focus on continuing features throughout all game modes, making it one game. So basically, to sum up this whole entire article, the stuff that you unlock in the zombies, whether it's the campaign or multiplayer, it will basically translate through all of the different modes. So you don't have to re-unlock some of the stuff. That's excellent. That's so cool. And again, going back to like this thing where basically Sony gets the content first, I think this is an agreement deal that might have been struck a long time ago and it's exclusive for like several years or signed to Sony or something like that. That's my guess, because again, they said with players at mind, they're really doing a pretty good job on just making, I guess, what I would call like good decisions here. And then another thing that is pretty big is the new COD game will actually be using a new engine. It says, yes, it's finally a thing. It'll use a brand new engine. They just talk about the stuff. But all that really matters is Call of Duty ran on a very old Quake engine, and it's basically been optimized really, really well throughout the years, but I think it is definitely time for a new engine. So that's basically all this article talks about, and I'm just going to go ahead and sum it up right there. And then another thing I want to mention is that Treyarch will be developing the new Black Ops 5 game in 2020, but also going further into that, they will be using this new engine on the new Call of Duty game. So that is actually pretty cool that basically Black Ops 5 will also be using a new engine. And then going further into the different editions of Call of Duty, this is what we have as far as info on this. There's another edition that we don't have much info on, but basically there's a standard edition, which of course you get the game, then you get a tactical knife, and then you get a prestige token, which that thing could be actually pretty important. And then for the Operator Edition, you also get, of course, like basically the same stuff. But then there's the Crew Expendable Operator Pack, and then there's a War Pig Operator Pack. And I'll show you guys what the heck those things exactly are in a moment here. Basically, you guys can see the different packs over here. So that's what that will actually include. But in addition to that, there is another one which has Call of Duty points. What will you use these points on? Probably cosmetics. That will definitely be a thing at launch. But again, I'm mostly concerned about if they don't offer the DLC map pack, which you have to purchase, what are we going to be using these COD points for? Perhaps loot boxes, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And then there's like the standard edition of the game, and it just shows you kind of like a little picture of all of them. But there is technically another thing that I wanted to cover, which was the dark edition, which is only available at GameStop. They don't exactly know what the heck that like prize possession is. I know in one of the Black Ops games, you got like a little remote control RC car. Those things are kind of cool, but again, we don't have information on that. But there is going to be like $200 edition of the game. And then another thing I wanted to mention real quick, because it does offer crossplay, which is pretty cool, but it's only going to be available on the Blizzard Battle.net store. That's basically the entire article over here. And also, like, the time, I know it says Modern Warfare, but sometimes we don't know the exact era, even though it's called Modern Warfare. You'd think it's in 2019, but it does take, it says over here, the first campaign mission took place in October 2019 in London, and then the going further into the article, there's another like date that they put, but it's another 2019. So as far as like the time period that this game is set in, it's going to be actually in modern. I know, again, it sounds dumb. As far as the release date goes, it's available October 25th, which I'm sure you guys already saw in the trailer, but I figure I'd just mention it right there. But another question a lot of people had was, why don't they just call it Modern Warfare 4? And the reason why they're basically just naming it Modern Warfare is the decision was basically made to not restrict them to the timeline and story aspects that were in the original Modern Warfare game. So basically it can do things a little bit different, and then I'll have to stick to some of the rule sets. But anyways, hopefully this quick little video helped you guys out and answered a few of your questions that you might have had for the game. But again, I feel like all these moves are really good for Call of Duty. Not only for the players, but I think to make this game do a lot better. And just looking at the like to dislike ratio on the actual video itself, it's actually doing pretty good. So is COD back this year? I don't know. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below. The decisions, again, that they're making are so incredibly good, but if the game sucks, then, well, that's unfortunate, because we'll just have to wait for the next COD game, Kappa. But anyways, like I said, let me know how you feel about any of the information that I've provided you down below. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel here, well, we've been uploading a lot of the COD mobile gameplay. I do have a 30-0 gameplay where we drop the VTOL warship, which I will be uploading very soon. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and peace.